language with Willice, the word master. So let's first have word on the street as we do that. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Awesome.
Prairie suicide. Prairie suicide. Prairie suicide. Prairie suicide.
Prerequisite. Prerequisite. Prerequisite.
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 Right, sorry. Let me bring in the word master himself. Let me not even try to pronounce that word. Willice, the word master, how are you this evening?
Fine, thanks, Betty. How are you?
I'm great. You look so serious tonight, Willice. What's up?
The atmosphere.
The atmosphere is
make me look serious.
It makes you look serious.
Yes.
It's a class.
We don't have to look like we are laughing all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to look a bit serious.
Yes.
Especially when we come to matters educative.
Matters educative. I like that. All right, Willice, let's start with that first word. And we've heard there from the street quite a number of pronunciations. Which one is correct, Willice?
Well, Betty, the terminal part, we have S-I-T-E, but we don't say site. Many people said prerequisite, which is wrong. You don't say re and you don't say site. You start with pre, then you go to re, then zit. Prerequisite.
What?
The prerequisite.
Prerequisite. That's completely...
That is it.
Wow.
Prerequisite.
Prerequisite. So that means I've also been pronouncing it wrong. Yeah.
Prerequisite? No. You say prerequisite. And remember, we also say requisite, not requisite.
All right.
Requisite. You also say perquisite. So the tricky part is the ending. That is zit.
Zit.
Requisite, perquisite, prerequisite.
Prerequisite. All right, Willice.
Yes.
Got it. That's such a complicated word, but yeah.
Yes, I know.
It's good to know now. All right, Willice, let's move on to this other word, and I'll spell it out. I remember it from my geography. Hemisphere. How do we go about that one?
Betty, we say hemisphere.
All right, hemisphere.
What we should avoid is saying fair. Hemisphere, no. You say hemisphere. Just like when we talk about the northern or the southern hemisphere.
Willice, and I'm hearing you say southern. And it's a word we've tackled here before, but it's good if you just mention it. So it's southern and not southern. Is that correct?
Betty, we have south.
Yeah.
But when you come to the adjective, you don't say southern. That glide, that vowel glide disappears and you use what we call the mid-central vowel sound sa, southern.
Southern.
You say south, but you don't say southern. You say southern.
Southern. Okay, that's it.
Yes, southern.
That's a surprise, yes. Willice, southern. So in any sense of the word, you just say southern. There's no point where you can say southern. No.
Southern.
Southern.
You don't say southern at all. You say southern.
All right.
Locally, you may hear of southern, but that is because of the mere fact that, Betty, you remember I've been talking about the essence of laying enough emphasis on pronunciation, just like grammar and vocabulary, which in most cases is not there in most education systems. So it leaves many people, even those with highly, ranking, or those who have got good education.
Yes.
You may find you are a professor, but though you're a professor, but sometimes it's not your liking, you innocently mispronounce certain English words because you learnt grammar and vocabulary. There was very little, emphasis on pronunciation. So sometimes it's a case of guessing or what we may call conjecture.
Right, Willice, got you. All right, so it's hemisphere. And Willice, moving
hemisphere,
on.
Yes.
Hemisphere. Moving on to this other word, CAPPACU, actually double CINO. Cappuccino, is that correct?
Yes, you say cappuccino. Cappuccino, not cappuccino. And that word is from Latin, if I'm not wrong. Is it Latin or Italian? It should be Italian, if I'm not wrong. Or you can also say just from Latin. Now you say that is a drink. We talk of cappuccino, a cup of cappuccino.
Right.
A tricky word because of the double P or the PP and the CC.
Yeah. So
cappuccino.
All right, and not cappuccino. Cappuccino, Willice, all right.
No.
Moving on to this other word. I'll still spell it out. DESERTIFICATION. Desertification, is that correct? Desertification or desertification?
Desertification.
Okay.
Desertification.
Just like that, desertification.
That is the process of becoming or making an area a desert.
Yeah.
So you
All
talk
right.
of desertification.
Okay. Got it, Willice. Now,
Yes.
this other word I have here is a word that we know as pancreatic. Is that correct?
Yes, Betty, what many people find themselves talking about or saying in this case is pancreatic, which is wrong.
Okay.
The way you've pronounced it is the right way to go. You say pancreatic.
Pancreatic.
And we have pancreas. Pancreas, not
Yeah.
pancreas. Pancreas, pancreatic. Pancreatic juices.
Juice. All right. Pancreatic. All right. Willice, moving on to this
Yes,
other
pan,
word.
Pan.
Pancreatic, right?
Not pan, Betty, you should get it right.
Uh-huh.
There is the sound ng. That letter N takes
Oh.
sound ng. Just like in bank, bank.
Oh, okay.
Pancreatic, not pancreatic.
Okay.
Yes.
Pancreatic. Willice. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, fine. I was getting it wrong, but now I know. Pancreatic is the word. All right. Moving on to this
That is
other
it.
this other word. NUCLEI. Nuclei. Which is which, Willice?
Oh. The plural of nucleus, Betty, is not nuclei, nuclei. You don't pronounce it like that. In fact, this is a very tricky word that if you follow the spelling very closely, you end up mispronouncing it. You say nuclei, nuclei.
Nuclei.
Don't say nuclei, nuclei. Avoid all those mispronunciations and say nuclei.
Nuclei, right?
Yes, but we say
Nucleus.
nucleus. Nucleus, the plural, nuclei.
Nuclei.
Yes.
All right, Willice, got it. I was wrong on that one. Moving on to this other one, HYP, OTENUSE, hypotenuse. Is that correct?
Yes, you say hypotenuse.
All right,
Hypotenuse. That is in
Hypotenuse.
geometry. In geometry. And Betty, we can also share with our good viewers or our dear viewers that we don't say geometry. It's very common. But we have the glide. You say geometry.
Geometry.
Geology. Geography. Not geometry, geology, geography. We should avoid that.
All right.
Geo. You begin with the
geometry.
sounding geo. Geometry, geology, geography.
All right. Geometry, Willis. Got it.
Yes.
Now, this other word, I know it as aqueous. Is that correct?
Letter A takes its name as the sound in that word. You say aqueous, not aqueous.
Oh.
Aqueous. Like we talk of an aqueous solution. An aqueous solution, not an aqueous solution. No. You begin with the sounding A, that diphthong. Or if you like, you can call it a diphthong.
That diphthong.
An
Wow.
aqueous
Aqueous.
solution. That could
All
be,
right.
Yes, aqueous. Don't say aqueous.
Okay.
Aqueous,
I was
just
so wrong.
ignore it, Betty.
Okay, okay.
But nobody's perfect, as I always say. Nobody's perfect, Betty, not even Willice.
Not
That is
even.
myself.
Okay.
There are certain words that you may not know the right way to pronounce them or their meanings because, English has a very wide vocabulary.
All right. Aqueous, it is. Aqueous.
Yes,
All right.
aqueous.
Okay, learning so much, Willice, tonight. Now, let's move on to our feedback question. This one comes from Dr. Mabanga of Kampala, Uganda. Thank you very much for watching. He's asking about this word that many people pronounce as satellite. Willice, talk to us about this one.
Betty,
Satellite.
I'm not laughing at those who say satellite, but I'm laughing because we have to learn some of these things and get it right. You don't say satellite.
Satellite.
It's commonly used locally, but that is a wrong way of pronouncing that word. You say sate. You begin with sate, then you say
Satellite.
light. Satellite.
Satellite.
Satellite. Yes, you don't say satellite. We should avoid that. And then because of
Satellite.
time, maybe I'll go straight to the other people.
Yeah.
We have Franco Hamid. You say migraine or migraine. And Franco, you left an E. That word is spelled migraine, but you left that E out.
Migraine.
It's migraine or migraine. Like when you're talking about a severe headache.
Yeah. All right, Willice.
Migraine or migraine. Those are alternative
Migraine.
or alternate pronunciations for that word, Betty.
All right.
Moses M. Mwangi, you say sacrosanct. Sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct.
Don't say sacrosanct. You say sacrosanct with that is the open or low front vowel sound sacrosanct. Jehu Oduor Nyawara of Kisumu, you say mediocrity. Mediocrity. Don't say me. Mediocrity, no. You say mediocrity. Mediocre. Mediocrity. Regina Mbide or Regina, that is how we pronounce that name locally. Regina Mbide and John Musioka Kilemba of Muteteni. I don't know whether that is the right pronunciation, Betty, whether it's Muteteni or Mudedeni.
Mudedeni.
Or we have the voice sound, the
yes.
Mudedeni.
Now I can teach you that
Thank
one.
you very much for that, Betty.
Mudedeni.
Thank you very much. That is my turn to learn.
Yeah.
Mudedeni in
Mudedeni,
Machakos,
yes.
you say couple. Don't say couple or couple. You say couple. A couple. So Regina Mbide and John Musioka Kilemba and all the people in Mudedeni, Machakos, you say couple.
All right.
Ismail Isa and Mohammed Isa of Sawagongo High School, Mohammed Isa of Sawagongo High School, you say Sisyphean. Sisyphean, a very, very rare word. Ismail Isa and Mohammed Isa, that is it. Kalistas Makoha of Busia, you say hyena. Betty, many people say hyena. You agree with that?
It's true. Hyena.
Many people say hyena. Locally, you'll hear somebody saying, I've seen a hyena.
Yeah.
That is an inaccurate pronunciation of the word. You say hyena.
Hyena.
Hyena, the hyena.
Yes.
Hyena, no. Hyena.
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 All right.
Joyce Chepchumba of Eldoret, you say vouch. To vouch for somebody or vouch for something. Don't say to vouch. And we also say voucher, not a voucher.
Voucher.
Voucher is used in Kiswahili, but in English, V-O-U-C-H-E-R, you say voucher. Zacchaeus Combo of Kilifi, you say blessed. Blessed. That is the past tense of the verb bless. The pastor blessed the children yesterday. Blessed the children yesterday. Don't say blessed the children. Blessed or blessed is the adjective. Like you tell somebody, have a blessed weekend or weekend, have a blessed day. Not a blessed day. A blessed day, that would be vague. So,
yes.
He blessed the children yesterday, but you say have a blessed week, a blessed day. Then we have Frank Chalo of Malindi. You say triad, loche, and chauvinism. Don't say chauvinism. Say chauvinism.
Chauvinism.
And we have a name here, Betty. Somebody calls or is calling himself Charlie Chaplin and is asking about Samuel and Samuel. There's a reason why I'm saying that. Samuel is S-A-M-U-E-L. Samuel so-and-so.
Samuel.
But when you have M-W-E-L, you now say Samuel. S-A-M-W-E-L, Samuel. But when you have that U-E-L, you say Samuel. Very tricky. Just like when we talk of Bernard with B-E-R and Bernard with B-E-N. B-E-N-A-R-D, Bernard.
Okay.
B-E-R-N-A-R-D, Bernard.
Bernard.
A bit tricky, but we have to get it right. Rosalind Mokaya of 540. Betty, this is your fun. And we also tell you, Rosalind Mokaya, keep it up, because Friday briefing, and when it comes to pronunciations, you'll just get it right.
Thank you.
Accurately, and even the approximations. But Betty is there to keep the ball rolling in Nairobi, while I'm right here in Kisumu.
Yeah.
Mercy Kaitany of Narok, you say stadium. Betty, this one I think we should learn about it. Stadium.
For sure, stadium.
Many people find themselves saying stadium. That is what we see. The letter sequence in that word.
Stadium.
The spelling, you'd think it's stadium. But when you're pronouncing that word, you have to say stadium.
Stadium.
And then you also say, Betty, there is a name here. Many people talk of Leicester. And I think we must have covered this word or this name sometime
last year
in our programs or our shows.
Yeah.
It was last year. Somebody's asking me whether we say Leicester, and all that.
Yeah.
You say Leicester City. Not Leicester, not Leicester and all that. Leicester City. And two other tricky names, now that she has talked of Leicester. We have Bournemouth. What you see in that name or in that team is like you have mouth, but you say Bournemouth, just like Portsmouth. A bit tricky, but we have to get them right. I think we can now go straight to the surprise word for tonight, Betty.
Yes, yes.
Many people say aurai, auri, and all that. You say orai.
Orai.
Orai. Yes, awry. The plan went awry. Not the plan went auri. The plan went ori and all that. Just say awry. And from the transcription that I've given down here, this is the weak sound O. Then there is what we call now the primary stress, that symbol. That means you say rai with some stress or some force. So, rai. So don't think that maybe there is somebody who is fond of speaking like that. That is the phonology of English, the sound system or the speech sounds in English. And when we come to phonetics, we are talking about the speech sounds and the way they are produced, and of course the study of the same. Finally, Betty, confusing words. We have 3 words for tonight. The upper word is having what we call the long sound O. Drone. Drone.
Drone.
The second one, that is D-R-O-N-E. You say it with what we call a slight vowel glide. O. Drone. Drone. Then the word below is now drown, to drown. Drown.
Drown.
Don't say drone when we are talking about D-R-O-W-N. To drown in a river. Drone and drone. A bit tricky.
Yes.
Some of these words, Betty, they just have just one feature of difference. Like now you realize the vowel sounds in the 3 words make a difference. So sometimes you may find somebody who is in a career of serious communication using a wrong word until something sounds vague. Just like what I would leave you with tonight, Betty.
Yes, yes.
But I hope you have a handkerchief. But it's also nobody's wish if somebody cannot produce sound and the person produces sound r for then you tell that person to say teller. You may find the person saying terror. Do you agree with me?
I do, Willice.
Instead of teller, it may be terror.
Terror.
And then, if somebody has no ability or cannot produce the sound sh, then you tell that person to say opposition. The person may say opposition. Do you agree with me?
Opposition, yes, for sure.
Opposition. And there is a place you may also hear of opposition. Is that true?
It's true.
Those are now what we call such defective pronunciations arise from mother tongue or first language and even dialectal influence. Because some people go to America 2 months, 2 years. It's not bad to go to America, but you may find somebody coming back with an accent, whereby if the person is talking about computer, you'll hear of computer.
Computer.
Sweater, sweater. Better, better. Water, water. So that is where we have that. You know, in the northern parts of America, we have that problem of not pronouncing letter T when it is in the medial part of a word, like the Navados and all that. Instead of saying T, it will be like an R. But when we copy it, it sounds like what you call a what? A swag.
A swag.
Or what word do you normally like calling
swag.
it? Betty, bye for tonight. Bye for tonight.
Thank you very much,
Mercy Kaitanya of Narok.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And Betty has got that word stadium and Leicester City. It's KTN, and you will always get it any moment.
Any moment, any time. Willice, so the word that I'm going to be using this weekend or weekend? And I have to be very careful when I'm talking to you, Willice.
Weekend.
So the word that I'll be using this weekend is migraine. You know, in case I have a headache, you know, I have something that, you know, people will just wonder, what is she talking about? Something to shock people this weekend.
Betty, that does it for tonight. And thank you so much. It's always my pleasure to be with you. And when people get it right, because I can already see again that Rosalind Mukai of 540 telling us it's always wow. Thank you so much, our sister.
Thank you very much for watching. And thank you, Willice, for tonight's Mind Your Language lesson. We've learned so much. And so we await our next lesson next Friday here on Friday Briefing. Remember that you can always catch Willice on his Twitter handle at Willice Ochieng1. Talk to him throughout the week, or better still, just wait for Friday Briefing every Friday where he features very prominently. All right, so it's time for us to finish the show. Thank you very much for staying with us. Friday Briefing has been great. Thank you to all our guests and all the amazing crew that has made this production possible. Of course, with Xavier as the director there and a very, very good, amazing team here at KTN News. We say thank you very much. Good night and be blessed. Be kind to one another. We'll see you again next week, God willing. And remember to be safe. Goodbye.